Okay, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. Man, what do we have going on this show tonight? Because, man, this was a difficult one to get through this week, especially with all these pay-per-views and theme shows they've been doing for the past few weeks. What was going to be looking like this week, huh? Now, one thing to note right here, it looks like they've been kind of shuffling and rotating the commentary table lately, because I think I noticed the pattern now, just like last week. In the first hour, they put out Taz, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur out there for the first hour, and for the second hour of the show, it looks like they put Jim Ross, and then even on Rampage, Jim Ross is on there also. So I guess I just kind of trying something new by switching up the commentators and stuff. Especially since Forbidden Door, they were switching them around, so now they're doing it, I guess, every week now. I think we'll see how long this goes, though. Next, though, the TNT title was on the line in a street fight. It didn't really feel like much of a street fight, maybe more of a lumberjack match or a glorified handicap match, but this did not feel like a street fight. Wardlow, Scorpio Sky, with multiple members of America Top Team out there with Dan Lambert and Ethan Page. And listen, this was just Wardlow, in a way, lopsided, just killing most of these guys out here until you got the Sky, because Sky has been hurt, I believe, for several weeks now. So I guess he was healthy tonight and whatnot. Some say he was working with an injury maybe tonight too, but I know he'd been hurt for the past few weeks now, and stuff. But yeah, Wardlow basically just killed the whole America Top Team and Sky, and just was just power bombing these guys. And they tried to get in the ring, but Wardlow just quickly just took him out. Like I said, this didn't feel like a street fight, okay? Um, and whatnot. And he won like about like 2, 3 power bombs and won the TNT title. So no surprise there. Um, that he won the TNT belt from Sky. It is like I said, no surprise, but this could have been done in a different way of match. Like I said, this wasn't particularly a street fight. I still don't think it makes sense that he went for the TNT title but not go for the world championship. Okay, I get it. It's the whole whatever interim thing, but it's like, don't you want to go for the world title? It's like that interview I heard about with Miro saying that the world title's beneath him, but maybe they just don't want to be the fake champion, because it's like Punk is technically still the real champion. They don't want the fake title Moxley has. But then again, I've already said this before, they should have just relinquished the belt from Punk and then just have a new world champion, so they wouldn't have to really go through this problem. Because I'm like, wait, this guy's a shot for the world title and you want to go for the TNT title? It doesn't it doesn't make much sense. Alexa, stop. But Wardlow's the champion. No surprise there. Moxley was cutting a promo about Brody King later on tonight, because he will be in the main event against him for the AEW World Title. So he asked him if he has the heart of a monster. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, Tony Nese and Mark Sterling talking to Keith Lee. I guess if he's going to turn on him and whatnot. Next, Christian Cage came out. Probably the best thing on the show, especially for the past 3 weeks now. Christian Cage is the best thing on this show. Like I said, I know it's a lot of people hurt right now, but Christian is definitely filling that void. He comes out there and talks about the whole blood and guts thing and whatnot, and that the crowd's a piece of crap and stuff, and they want answers and everything of why Luchasaurus turned, and aligned himself with him until Matt Hardy came out. Then Hardy basically telling Christian that he's the Michael Jordan of being an asshole. He said Jungle Boy was a friend and he trusted Christian, but you want to screw him over. Christian says, "Whoa, don't pretend like you knew Jungle Boy like I did and whatnot, okay?" It looks like you make your brother sound like more the sober one out here, which of course, we got to take some Jeff Hardy shots, which easily gets the crowd to chant asshole and whatnot. But Matt says, like, I know what you're doing, and you're trying to make money off of him. And I'm not a hypocrite. I did the same thing when I had the Hardy family office, which, let's be honest, Matt Hardy led a bunch of jobbers that went nowhere. I'm sure he did really regret it, because they lost all the time. So what money did they really make if they lost all the time? You wouldn't allow Christian to do the same thing to Luchasaurus. And Christian called Matt, "You're a clout chaser. You're going to use anyone to stay up in the headlines or whatnot, whether it's your wife, your kids, your father-in-law, your diplomated beau, or your cousin Sharky or whatnot, or whatever it is, and overlooking your brother's issues and stuff, so y'all get one more run as a tag team." And Christian basically say, your brother wasn't the biggest embarrassment. You are. Next, Luchasaurus attacked him then, and they beat up Matt Hardy and put him through a table. This looks like the time when Matt Hardy came out there, and it's like before he left WWE, when Randy Orton was out there when what he did to Edge, and this is almost like the same thing when you think about it, because Orton beat up Edge, and Matt questioned why did you do this, and now they beat the living hell out of Matt Hardy out there. Do I really want Matt Hardy even involved in this whole thing? Not really, but I guess they need something for Matt to do. The whole Hardy thing ain't happening until Jeff gets himself clean again and whatnot. So Matt is just doing whatever, to be honest. But like I said, Christian is the best thing on the show right now. Hager and Claudio, I guess we're gonna have a match next week. The Real Americans are gonna fight each other, We the People, and Hager says I'm undefeated in MMA, and that Claudio was never a world champion, and you couldn't beat in WWE, and Claudio says this: I beat Zack Sabre Jr. when I got here, and said it's gonna be 3-0 when he defeats Hager. I guess he has beaten him several times in the past, so he said it'd be 3-0 this time. So we'll see what happens with that. The Butcher and the Blade went against Keith Lee and Swerve. Uh, some tough spots in this match. Match wasn't bad. I actually thought the Butcher and the Blade were gonna win there for a second, but Swerve, because Swerve Lee ended up knocking down Swerve, and Swerve and Lee ended up getting the win with their finish. But next thing you know, I thought Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs came out. I thought Starks was kind of really good promo out there with yelling and whatnot at Swerve and Keith Lee saying he was gonna kick their ass and everything, until the Bucks came out there and talk about something with 4 5-star matches, and we beat Jungle Express for those titles. You couldn't do it at Double or Nothing, and my friend Kyle kind of pointed this out to me, like what kind of heels, the champion heels, why would they come out and challenge the challengers? Okay, they're the heels that are champions out there, but they want to do that, and then again, you know I don't want to see another triple threat tag team, because let's remember, 2 of these teams we just saw back at Double or Nothing about a month and a half ago was already in this same match, except the Jungle Express was there at the time. So what makes me want to see this match again with the Bucks involved this time? We've seen Keith Lee and Swerve in this match. We've seen Hobbs and Stark in this match. It's like the Bucks are just kind of in this to be in this so we can have a tag title match next week for Fyter Fest. Oh, and by the way, the fans were chanting FTR out there too, so that kind of tells you something. Like, they rather see FTR, which even though they're holding like 3 different companies' championships right now, they rather see them out there than the actual AEW Tag Team Champions. 'Cause I think people just seeing through the Buck stuff right now. Don't get me wrong, I know they're heels, but kind of tell you something when FTR is getting chanted over them and whatnot. But yeah, I just don't really I don't really want to see another triple threat tag team title match, especially with the same people we just saw not that long ago. Next, Eddie Kingston was coming out for an interview. He congratulated Wardlow, but then right after he talked about the blood and guts thing would happen, and Jericho ended up showing up on the big screen, and next Tay Conti ended up slamming Ruby Riot's arm into the door and saying, you let this keep going on, this is going to keep happening. So I guess it's probably going to be another match or something with these two. You'd think the Blood and Guts thing be a blow off and all these teams move on to something else and they do something different. But no, this is still a feud for some reason. I don't know why. So what, Ruby Riot's in it now for whatever reason. I don't know. So yeah, Jericho and Kingston continues, I guess. I don't really know how much I want to keep seeing of this. The Dark Order, which I swear to God, I didn't know they still worked here at this point. I know 2 of their guys ended up leaving, or their contracts came up and just were quietly gone. But given this is Rochester, New York, with but yeah, they were out there with -1, and this is Brody Lee's hometown and whatnot. But my friend Steven put this out best. Bringing the Dark Order, it's like bringing the Dark Order out one time out of the year, in a way. You only bring him out for Rochester, New York, as bringing Sunny Kiss out for Pride Month and whatnot. He made a good point. But yeah, what Uno got on the microphone and just thanking everybody for supporting them, and they're here to stay, and Dark Orders forever. And then the bowling shirt QT Marshall came out, and I'm not your dad. And you see -1 trying to run, and they got to hold him back from even trying to fight him and stuff, and all this stuff. And Hangman came up and threw QT in the ring, and -1 talked about. I couldn't even hear him on the microphone. He says, "I could pin you now, but I'm gonna wait till 18 to pin you when he's old enough." I don't. This segment could have just been on Dark. Why? I get it was Brody's hometown, and I guess they wanted to do something, but I didn't know the Dark Order was still around. I didn't know what they were doing. It's like they just pop up every other time. I'm sure they're on a Dark show, but it's like I don't watch Dark, so I didn't know these guys were still doing anything. So it's like my friend said, it's like, hey, we're gonna bring you out of Rochester, New York. It's like I said with just talking about Sunny Kiss for Pride Month. So um this segment could have just been on the internet. It didn't need to go that much on TV. I know they want to honor Brody Lee, but this just went on for too long of a minute, in my opinion. JR was out there for the second hour as Rush Los Ingobernables. Yeah, his Ring of Honor thing. Went against Pentagon out there. I don't know why they got all the managers down there fighting each other throughout this entire match. It looked like wasn't bad or anything. Crowd didn't really seem to care. End up with Rush low blow and Pentagon as everybody's getting distracted and the referee. And then, Rush tearing his mask off for the win. So, the win was just kind of there to be there for Rush. So, crowd didn't really care much. The Acclaim in the Gun Club, which they were trying to come out there and rap, but they took the microphone from the Acclaim. They went against Bear Country, Leon Ruff, and Fuego del Sol. The Acclaim then won. Billy didn't like what they were arguing with each other out there, and Billy ended up just turning on the Acclaim and didn't do the scissor thing. He hit him with a famous sir. They really did rush this. They didn't really try to build up. It's like they had them get tacked 1 week, and they could like they were going to build off to more. But it's like you already knew Billy was turning, but I guess they just tried to pull the trigger right immediately instead of just building up more, dissension within within which side of the team he was going to take on. But Billy was going to team up with his sons anyway. So yeah, claim to face. So there you go. Thunderstorm went against Tony Storm, and Thunder Rosa went against Marina Shafir and Nyla Rose. I did not care for this match. I had 3 people tell me this match was very boring to watch. Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa usually just get the win over these two all the time. It's like, what is the point of this feud? Why are these matches happening? And they continue to win. So what is at stake here? Okay, is it for the title? Is it about umbrellas? Is it about a thunderstorm? What is the point of this match? What is the point of this feud? I don't really care. Thunder Rosa and him got the win, so whatever. Next thing you know, the baddie section was in the back. Jay didn't like what happened last week with Stokely. And I guess they have an interim baddie, which was Layla Gray, which they got her for $1,100 and brought into the fame. But, Jay and them didn't want to shake her hand. And he said, this don't work out. It's going to be Stokely's ass. So, guess this is one highlight of the show is with the baddies, even when one is out, they bring in a bigger, well, not bigger, but a baddie in general. She do look good as fuck. So, Layla Gray is definitely nice to look at. My friend Kyle kind of went on and says, is she going to be better, I guess, with promos in the ring? Because, she's been in the ring here and there, but it's like, is this group going to make her better? I don't know. That's a good question, to be honest. Because what does the group make Layla Gray better? I don't know. She's nice to look at, don't get me wrong, but what is going to happen beyond this, though? I know they were talking about Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor, which I know they were talking about some matches, and even FTR. I guess the rematch will happen with the Briscoes and whatnot, so we're going to see it again coming up. That is what I'm looking forward to. In the main event was Jon Moxley and Brody King. Good match. It ended up with Mox winning. Mox winning for But yeah. Mox. Almost got my words there. But yeah, Mox got the win here. Don't questioning that. Like I said, not a bad match. It was pretty solid. Brody King never tapped out during the whole Bulldog choke thing. they could have made Brody maybe look a little bit more stronger, and he could just Mox could have beat him by a roll up, and he barely survived Brody King, and maybe go back to that at a later date. But yeah, he just ended up passing out, and Mox won. So like I said, they were trying to speed up through a lot of this show tonight. I don't really think the show was really that good in general. The main event was probably maybe the best thing out of this whole show. Everything else just either didn't make sense or just wasn't that good. I don't think the crowd was into a lot of this show tonight also. So I don't know, man. Not a really good show tonight for AEW in my opinion. Okay, not that good at all. Um, Out of one thing, but other than that, that's my review of Dynamite tonight. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's all I really got to say. It's not much from here. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Check out my Money in the Bank review up online right now with multiple co-hosts. So yeah, peace.